We're here with Pastor Demelash Oumer, who is Minnesota South missionary to Oromo-speaking people who immigrate here into the Twin Cities, into our district. Demelash, welcome, and could you please tell us how it is that you got from Ethiopia to here?
All right, thank you. As you said, my name is Demelash Oumer. I'm from Ethiopia, and I was a pastor for 6 years before I came here in Ethiopia. I came in 2007. The way I came here was I got invitation from the Oromo community for attending and leading the church. So that's how I came here, and still I'm working on that, on Oromo congregations and the planting new churches among the Oromo people.
How many Oromo-speaking people are in Minnesota, or specifically in the Twin Cities area?
There are about estimated 30,000 Oromo-speaking living in Minnesota, and the majority of them are from Muslim background. Yeah.
So you are here because you have a similarity in language, you're here to make relationships with all Oromo-speaking people, and how is your ministry going?
Yeah, of course, Oromo is, as some of the African countries, we are we love social gatherings, so I can say I know most of the Oromo people who are living in Twin Cities.
What would you say are some of the biggest challenges of your ministry here?
Most of the Oromo here, as I've said, they are from Muslim background. As you know, the tensions in these days, there is a challenge in that area. A few months ago, some Ethiopians were beheaded because of their faith. That has a great impact. So that still has a burden for us to reach out and to share the gospel for those communities.
Okay, and certainly because we are involved in ministry, there are challenges, but there are also joys. The Lord sees to that as well. Can you describe for us some of the joys that you experience in your missionary work?
Yeah, one of the joy I have is just sharing the gospel. For me, there is nothing comparable with sharing the gospel, the good news about Christ, because I know I have tasted about the love of God and the life in Christ. So that's my great joy to share with people. And the other thing is the community I'm serving with and the churches I'm serving with, the district office, the church where I have connection with the MS Lutheran Church, their openness, the door for the gospel, for the community, for the ethnic. So that makes me very joy, and that's one of my happiness. Yeah.
And I just have to ask, Demelash, here you grew up in a community that was primarily Muslim, and how is it that you got to be a Lutheran pastor?
Yeah, that's of course it's a long history. When I was 12 years old, we were living from the city which called the western part of Ethiopia. The city maybe 10-15 miles away from the city is kind of suburb. There the Swedish missionaries came to that area and they built the school and the clinic. So in that way they just start sharing the gospel. So my family heard the gospel and they came Christ first, then when I was 12 years old. So that's how me and my family came to Christ. Then I grew up in the Lutheran ethics in the Lutheran community, in the church, in serving different activities. So that's how I grew up in the Lutheran doctrine and understanding. Yeah.
An eventful story, to be sure. All of those. And now here you are, you're a pastor in the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, and what are your hopes and dreams for your missionary activity here?
My job is just organizing this group and also reaching out through this group in different states, the Oromo group. So my plan is just to work on this group primarily, but besides that, just as a called pastor, I'm not only called for the Oromo. I'm just serving God in any way God opened the door for me.
Oh, very good. Anything that you would like to tell God's people who are attending the Minnesota South District Convention?
Thank you for this opportunity because, as I've said, as a migrant, when we came from Ethiopia, this is a different culture, different weather. There are many challenges we are facing, but as a Lutheran, when we came here, the Lutheran churches and Lutheran Christians, they accepted as brothers and sisters. So that's one of their fruits that we feel as home when you go to church. So their acceptance and their assistance. So I want to say for those who are participating in the convention that what they are doing is one of their fruits, and they're what on mission field, what they are contributing, and the open heart they have is a door for us, especially for ethnic ministry, to witness for others and to reach out. So I want to say thank you who are contributing their money, their time, and everything what they have, the buildings. So I want to say thank you so much. God bless you. That's my message. Yeah.